Make sure you don't forget to check out and buy my new book, The Construction Worker, based on the life of my grandfather. Just head over to Amazon, the app or the website, switch over the category search to books, and type in The Construction Worker, and you will find it right there on the website. You can get it on Amazon, actual hard physical copy, or you could buy it on Kindle. So pick up a copy today at Amazon or Kindle. And I hope you guys enjoy. And like always, thank you so much for watching this video. Hey guys, and welcome back. I was thinking long and hard on what to do, and with a possible Breaking Bad versus Better Call Saul video later down the line planned, I was going to do that today, but then I started to binge on Smiling Friends. Smiling Friends is a show that when it first came out, I watched the first season and then kind of just left it alone until recently, where I finally decided to binge the rest in the season 3 that it's currently in development and, coming out. So I decided, you know what? I've been having a blast with this show, and I thought today we're going to do a simple little video explaining why Smiling Friends took over Adult Swim. So let's get into it. Smiling Friends was created by two GOATs of the Newground and start of YouTube era, Zach and Michael. Now these two were known for a lot of funny stuff that was on YouTube. Well, when I first saw them, I first saw their animations like the Get Out of My Car and stuff like, those two burnout Australian guys that Michael would upload sometimes. Michael's basically the Australian one. Him was all Australian humor, and Zach was more just pure randomness and the most craziest stuff happening for no reason. Well, occasionally I also knew Zach the most for his work with Oni cartoons, such as the Monkeys R Us video and of course Oni Plays. I watch a lot of Oni Plays. So it's no surprise to me that two big names in the animation space on Newground and YouTube were able to put together such a fun idea. But despite that, there's a reason why Smiling Friends is so damn good now. After watching the show and seeing a lot of the humor, the jokes are just perfection. They make fun of everything. Even the simple actions or the simple things you think you'll see in a story, like the whole gulp, this isn't bad, and then actually bringing up the gulp and showing how stupid it is, or then actually carrying on and bringing up the whole random nose biting and nose suckling that Alan did in that one episode later on. They have this way with their show that we haven't seen in a long while, and what that is creativity. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen that, hasn't it?
Let's go out there and make people smile! Oh my god, I did not think he was going to do that. That scared me. That actually scared me a little bit.
Smiling Friends to me is so good and took over everything due to the fact that it's just sheer creativity. Yes, it is just internet culture turned into a show. Like, you will literally have episodes that cover every single internet thing possible, such as the whole homunculus egg video that used to be a big deal back then. They have a whole episode about, along with the whole number 15 gag and the whole Spanish when they have to go to that one spam place where it's all a country just completely made out of shit posts and spam and old shitty, barely audible things that people would post on the internet, like ear rape and YouTube poops, and it's just all that in one world, which I thought was really clever. I mean, hell, even a Halloween special outright brings up Nostalgia Critic, which that was the craziest cameo by far to bring up. Nostalgia Critic, along with the stupid I Feel Fantastic robot, they make every aspect of internet nostalgia the whole entire DNA and identity of their show. And they make sure everyone's on for the ride, because they have so many YouTubers on here. Chills is here, like I said before, Nostalgia Critic appears, Angry Video Game Nerd appeared in an episode voicing Satan. They go nuts. Even goddamn creator of Salad Fingers, David Firth, appears in an episode where he voiced the nerd that they're trying to find a way to give, an actual life to and working out and find a girl. Like, it's so attention to detail with internet culture. I mean, for fuck's sakes, there's an episode where Zach outright says that he celebrates Winterfestmas, which made me lose my shit, because who the hell cares about that guy anymore? The one that made those weird comics that caused the whole famous
"Do you mean you lost the baby? Go find it."
It's just insane. The one thing the show did above all else was be creative. This show just does whatever it feels like, any animation style, any joke. They have no problems cracking a joke about everything, showing everything, and creating anything in animation they can, want. It's like the old ways of tradition of animation was brought back. The old things of just the whimsy of it, the magic, the imagination, and they do it full force. This, sadly, makes you bring up what happened before. Yes, before this, and what makes it sad but also funny is that Rick and Morty was the king of Adult Swim. Rick and Morty became a depressing thing with time because Rick and Morty used to be like this, if we're being honest. When Rick and Morty first started, it was praised because of the fact that it was just insane and did whatever it wanted. Rick and Morty used to be a show that was purely just creativity for the sake of creativity. They would go to all sorts of planets made up of whatever the hell they wanted, jokes of whatever the hell they wanted, and tell stories however they wanted, even if it made sense or not. Rick and Morty used to be exactly like Smiley Friends when it first started, where it was just the most craziest, insane shit to shout out because we can, it's funny. And then over time it lost that. And then over time, due to lots of mess up things behind the scenes, and sadly due to just basically playing the game, if you know what I mean. Over time, Rick and Morty became so big that they sadly started to become obsessed with image, and then for some reason, we're gonna make fun of the fans who like us. Unlike Smiley Friends, where they work with them and they actually have episodes just shitting on stuff that fans like and hate and doing this whole mixture, Rick and Morty used to be that way too, but then Rick and Morty became like an angry Karen that you're trying to calm down. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden, it's like, oh yay, as a joke we created this deep story with Evil Morty. But now we're angry that people want us to do this story and we think you should leave us alone. Wait, what? You're not going to leave us alone? Well, then we're going to do a really lazy outcome for that story. We're just going to shit stuff out. Jerry just sits there and it makes no sense anymore. Rick and Morty collapsed over time because Rick and Morty became what it made fun of. The original idea of Rick and Morty was to be this big parody that made fun of typical TV and film. It made fun of tropes, it made fun of drama, it made fun of every storyline you usually see. And then over time, when everything behind the scenes just collapsed and they all shit themselves, they just did whatever's popular now and just basically threw in the towel and gave up. I guess that's just what happens when you become too popular. They ended up pulling a Simpsons like Simpsons did, except way faster. Literally, just, alright, season 4, they already caved. Now, let's get back to Smiley Friends. I was just bringing up the Rick and Morty thing to give an example why Smiley Friends took over so easily and why it's as special as it is. Smiley Friends is literally what Rick and Morty could have been if it just stayed on the path. Smiley Friends doesn't care, it just has fun, it does its own wild world. It has all sorts of crazy shenanigans happen without rhyme or reason, and you know what? It doesn't need to be. The reason why Smiley Friends took over Adult Swim and is as big as it is due to the fact of it's actually something we haven't seen in so long. It's creative. We have been going through constant years of the same shit over and over and over. Futurama brought back again. King of the Hill returns, although that one's good. Family Guy just keeps going. Simpsons just keeps going. So many television remakes and sequels, and we're at this era where there's nothing creative anymore. Everything is just boring or basic or just by the number. And Smiling Friends cracks through that. Smiling Friends is creative. Smiling Friends is different. Smiling Friends is just people having fun and just letting their creativity just go wild on the screen. And Smiling Friends is also another thing we haven't seen in so long. The number one reason why it's so perfect? It's original. It's a brand spanking new original idea with just so much to go off of. That's, in my opinion, why Smiley Friends took over Adult Swim. They actually gave us something different for a change. Something original, something new, something fresh. Yeah, it's just shitpost and internet humor, but it's just done through such a clever way that you can't help but love it. And that, guys, is why I think Smiley Friends is so special and took over Adult Swim. Like always, let me know what you guys think below. How about drop me down a list of your favorite episodes or one episode you love the most out of all of them and a reason why. I always love to read and get to see what your guys' point of view on this stuff is. Was I right? Was I wrong? Did I end up eating a sub while making this video? Who's to know? Maybe you know. And let me know in the comments all of that. Like, subscribe, and tell me your list of favorite Smiley Friend episodes of all time. I didn't delve that much into the episodes with this explanation because I want to go further with this. I want to later on do a whole full top 7 best episodes of Smiley Friends list, and maybe even, if I can find any, a top 7 worst episodes. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and keep your eyes peeled for that. Bye, guys.